Namaskar, welcome on my channel Education with Shweta. We have started a series of Grade 12 History, Theme 9 Kings and Chronicles. This is the second part of this theme, Kings and Chronicles. In the previous part, in the part 1, we have covered the very first topic, the Mughals and their empire. And in this part, we will cover the second topic, the production of the chronicles. If you have not seen the first part, link is in the description box. You can go through with the link and you can continue your studies. The second part, the production of the chronicles. In the part 1, as we have discussed the meaning of the chronicles, so chronicles are the account written by the Mughal historians which provide the information in a chronological order, in a sequence order, and all these were called as chronicles. Mughal authority keen to publish these chronicles. All these chronicles were commissioned by the Mughal emperors. And there are number of reasons why Mughal authority keen to publish these chronicles. And these can be categorized as the chronicles were written to convey a vision of enlightened kingdom to all those who come under its umbrella. It means who all comes under its territories. To convey to those who resisted the rule of Mughals that all resistance was destined to fail. They wanted that there was an account of their rule for posturing or for the future generation. Most of the authors' chronicles were court historians. They focused on events centered to the rulers, his family, the court and nobles, wars and administrative system. This can be easily understood by if a person gives you a gift, you will definitely praise that person. Same as with the court historians. Because all these chronicles were commissioned by the Mughal emperor. So their main focuses were on these rulers, their families, the courts and their nobles also. And in all these chronicles, they were favoring all these rulers. They were mentioning their achievements and the very good things related to these rulers. Some of the famous chronicles were Akbarnama, Shahjahanama, Alamgirnama, Babarnama. Alamgirnama is associated with Aurangzeb. So the language which was used in these chronicles, it was important. Mughal court chronicles were mostly written in the Persian language. The Mughals were Chagatai Turks by origin and Turkish was their mother tongue. Chagatai Turks trace descendant from the eldest son of Genghis Khan. But Mughals did not like to be called as Mongols, Mughals, because a reason was that Genghis Khan's memory was associated with the massacre of innumerable people. The first ruler, Babur, wrote poetry and his memoirs Babarnama in Turkish language. Akbar developed Persian as a leading language in the Mughal court due to number of reasons. Persian was the court language during the sultans of Delhi and it flourished with the local variants like Hindvi. To make good culture and intellectual contact with Iran, Akbar commissioned all these things. Effects of using Persian language as a court language. Those who had a command on the Persian were conferred power and prestige, and Persian was elevated to a language of the empire. It was spoken by the king, the elite, and people at the royal court. Persian language influenced other Indian languages such as Rajasthani, Marathi, Tamil. It became Indianized by observing items and vocabulary from the Indian languages. A new language, which is called Urdu, sprang from the interaction of Persian and Hindi. So many chronicles were written in Persian languages and many were translated into Persian. So written in the Persian language are Akbarnama, Alamgirnama, and The chronicles were written or translated into the Persian language are Babar-Nama and our Indian epics also, Mahabharata and Ramayana. Mahabharata was translated as Razmnama, Book of War, and it was commissioned by the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Manuscript. The second topic, the making of the manuscript. Manuscripts are books written by hands were referred as manuscript. These were written in imperial Kitab Khana in the Mughal Empire. Kitab Khana can be translated as library, and it was a place or a scriptorium where emperor's collection of manuscript was kept and new manuscripts were produced. Imperial Kitab Khana was the main centers of creation manuscript. Painters played an important role in the creation of Mughal manuscript. The creation of manuscript involved a number of people performing a variety of tasks. Paper makers were needed to prepare the folios of the manuscript, scribes or the calligraphers to copy the text, gilders to illuminate the pages, painters to illustrate scenes from the text, bookbinders to gather the individual folios and set them within the ornamental covers. The finished manuscript was seen as a precious object, as a work of intellectual wealth and beauty. It exemplified the power of its pattern, those who commissioned all these things, the Mughal emperor, to bring such beauty into being. Then the another topic which is related with the manuscript is the calligraphy, the style of writing, the art of handwriting. Art of handwriting is called calligraphy. It was considered a skill of great importance. Muhammad Hussain of Kashmir, 1575 to 1605, one of the finest calligraphers of Akbar's court, who was honored with the title Zareen Kalam. And the meaning of this Zareen Kalam is golden pen. It was practiced with a different style like nastaliq, etc. Akbar's favorite handwriting style was nastaliq, which was a fluid style with long horizontal strokes. It was written by using a piece of a trimmed reed which had a tip of 5 to 10 mm called kalam. The reed was dipped in a carbon ink syahi. The nib of the kalam was split in the middle to facilitate the flow of ink. So these are the examples of the calligraphy, and this example is also available in your NCERT figure 9.3, and one of the example related with the kalam. You can see this is a kind of a kalam which can be used to write or number of things, and it can be dipped in a syahi, and with the help of this kalam they can write. I hope you like this part and stay tuned with us for the coming parts. And in this part we have covered very second topic, the production of the chronicles, and in the coming part we will cover rest of the chapter. Thank you.